How's everybody doing today? We have broken through into Mythic, and I've got a new spin on mono white for you. This is a hyper aggressive mono white deck that I put together, and this quickly climbed out of Diamond into Mythic. So let's take a look at the deck. It is very, very straightforward to basically get as much damage as humanly possible as quickly as possible. For your 1-drops, you've got Hopeful Initiate and Hotshot Mechanic. Hopeful Initiate was great all of last standard season and is a premier 1-drop for aggro. And then Hotshot Mechanic is basically a vanilla 2/1, which is fine if you're getting hyper aggressive. Eater of Virtue is the one of, because this is a mono creature deck, since we're running 4 Thalia, to kind of basically, control the decks that like to use spells as much as possible. But anyways, this is a one of because we can usually slip it in before Thalia, or it's cheap enough that it doesn't really matter. And it's just another way of adding in more damage. Since we have 39 creatures in this deck, this is great. It'll always have a target. And randomly, there are abilities that it can actually steal, like First Strike from Thalia, Lifelink from your adversaries, and yeah, so kind of a nice addition. 2-drops, we have 23 2-drops. Basically just shoving in as many as possible. We have Guardian and Dominaria, one of the premier new 2-drops in this set, and just basically a phenomenal all-around card. This can push through almost anything with the Enlist and the ability to become indestructible. So yeah, you can easily push through Sheldred with this card. It's one of the few ways to deal with it. And then we have 4 Intrepid Adversary for pumping up the team, 4 Resolute Reinforcements for getting 2 bodies for 1 card. And you may be noticing a minor soldier theme, which is entirely intentional. We have Sun Gold Sentinel to help control the opponent's graveyard, also a soldier. 4 Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. 4 is probably, you're wondering why have 4 legendaries? Well, this card is so important that you want to see it every single game, and when they kill the first one, you want to be ready with the second one. Basically, you're essentially trying to take a turn away from all of your opponents. So, very important. Also a soldier. And then we have Valiant Veteran as a 4 of. This new card will pump up all of your other soldiers, and then if it dies, you can exile it from your graveyard to give a +1/+1 counter on all of your soldiers. So, kind of a pretty major soldier theme here. Most of our creatures are soldiers. There are a couple that are just so good that you just run them anyways. For example, Adversary, and then the 2 1-drops. In our 3-drops, we only have 8 3-drops, and they have got to be impactful if they're going to be there. So we've got 4 Brutal Cathar, which is also a soldier, and 4 Adeline. Again, Adeline is a legendary. I don't care that it's legendary. I want to see one every single game, and that's what we're running for. And then we are running a minimalist 20 land 2e Ganjo. We do have a number of legendaries that will almost certainly be in play, so you'll often be able to cast this for 2 or even 1 mana. Yeah, this is basically the deck. Super straightforward, and basically just trying to get as low to the ground as possible. So let's get into some games. You will pretty much keep any land or any hand that has 2 mana in it, 2 lands, and then basically you only need to draw 1 more land for the rest of the whole game. If you draw 2, it's great, but if you don't, it's fine. Here we definitely want to lead out with Thalia. Just immediately put the pressure on. And then now we can start getting aggressive with Veteran here, which then makes Thalia a 3-2. So again, we are trying to be the aggressors, so we're not trying to play defense here. So we are going to be getting in. Okay, luckily we have another Valiant Veteran. And if they kill Thalia, we'll just play another one. Hopefully we get another land that we can play adversary next turn. But yeah, we're keeping the pressure on.
Consider yourself forward. You deal with this annoyance.
Okay, so here we probably need to go Guardian just to be able to start breaking through. We don't care about Sorin, we're trying to go face here. Like, I guess we technically could threaten Sorin here. Maybe they care about saving him. But ultimately, like, if we draw one more land and we can intrepid adversary our whole team, like, we want to be able to kill them. And by going face. So I guess like attacking Sorin is in a way is sort of hurting their life total because they won't be able to play another 2/3 lifelink vampire. So maybe it's similar. So I guess it's fine. And then I guess the question here is, do we drop reinforcements or do we go Guardian? I think we just drop reinforcements actually, since they're going to be 3/3s. I think that I want to do that instead. Okay.
You wish to know my secrets? Very well.
All right, that's what we were looking for. Now we can go full throttle. And that, my friends, is game. All right, 1-0 in matches. But yeah, again, keep any land or any hand that has 2 lands, or 3 or 4. Probably not 5, but yeah. So there's an argument for just like playing and equipping this for more damage, but since it's the same to just play this guy, we can just do this first. And then like next turn, if we draw a land, we can go like veteran plus sword or something. I think we just go Adeline here. Like he kills Hotshot Mechanic, I suppose, but then we push in for some more damage. So like if he kills Hotshot, I don't really care. I think it's fine. So now he's probably considering whether or not to block Cathar, or I guess like if he thinks that 1 point of damage matters. And then if we draw the land, we can Cathar his Rafine. Alright, so he's got Thalia and Dennick. Let's see, do we care? I guess we could Cathar his Lifelinker. Then Thalia's kind of annoying. We could just play Veteran and make everything a little bigger. And then we've got Cathar as a 4/4, so he can't profitably block it. He will get back his guy if he kills it, but that makes all of these, no, these are stolen ones. That makes this guy a 5/5 or X5, and him a 3/3. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what I want to do here. I think it might be better to take out Dennick, and that'll limit the guys we attack with. Then we just push with Adeline. Is that better? I think it might be. The Lifelinker is annoying enough that I think I want to do this. To get rid of Dennick. So now I can push with Adeline, and I guess he's going to eat the free token, but that's fine. We don't want to let him get this back. Like, I don't want to trade Thalia for this. So I think next turn we play this. And now he probably blocks Adeline, so we might as well get into this human also and try to, like, maybe he chooses to block those two. Like, I don't want to give up any valuable creatures here, but I think that it is worth getting in for the 1 extra point here. I guess he is fine with that, and we're fine getting in the 5 points of damage. Okay. So the good news is he's not casting any spells since he's got Thalia in play. All right. if we play veteran, these become 4/4s. This is a 3/3. And if we shove, oh, never mind, he's only got 3 blockers. Who am I kidding? We just kill him. Yep, that works. Oh, I guess he could have heavy gun here. It's possible. Oh, never mind. He doesn't have the mana for it. All right, 2-0 in matches. But like a good way to think of this deck is like, try not to worry so much about playing around Meathook Massacre. Like, you're kind of forced them to have it, because if they don't have it, they're usually just dead. And like the point of Thalia is to like help make it less likely that they can profitably cast it. But most of the decks only run three copies, and so there's a decent amount of time they're not going to have one. As our lead-in. Okay, so this is I think it's the mono blue deck that runs the Haughty Djinns, etc. So we want to, I think here we want to go reinforcements on their end step into something on our step, so we can try to get around as many counters. Like, they want to probably bounce something at the end of our turn, but we don't want to give them that extra mana. So here we're just going to pass, because every little bit of their mana is important. And I guess he had to consider, so maybe it didn't matter, but I guess we could have also tried to like get one of our 3/2s under the radar before they could set up. Maybe that's better. Here they have Syncopate, or they could have Syncopate. We might want to consider playing around it. The only problem is Hopeful Initiate does not grow from these guys, so I think it's worth trying to go for a Sun Gold Sentinel here instead. They probably do counter it, but we got to start working on their counters at some point. Like, if this was a 2-power creature, I would definitely play Initiate here instead to play around Syncopate. Also, Sentinel is great because it attacks their grave. Here we definitely want to try to double spell. So let's first attack, just in case they want to cast anything. They probably don't. They're just waiting for the Sun Gold Sentinel. Since we have 2 copies, we can try to play other stuff, because like this really does disrupt their game plan completely. So I think we want to try to bait out their other counters first. So let's go for Guardian here. Try to force their hand. Okay, now we can try to push through Initiate. So they played the Haughty Djinn. Now we can Cathar it, since we actually, well, I suppose they still have Fading Hope. So that's one possibility we might have to worry about. I think it is worth going for here. Like, they have 3 copies of Fading Hope to deal with our Cathar. And now we can try to start attacking the graveyard. The other thing is it does also make Tellurian Serpent harder to cast. Oh, that is interesting. So they phase him out and this becomes exiled? Oh, okay, I guess it comes back. Alright, here, well, we are representing 3 extra damage if we get this down. So, like, we also are trying to end the game. Whatever we play is probably just getting countered anyways, but we should force it. So if they have 3 in the yard, Serpent is going to cost 5. So we could try to... I don't know that we can actually stop them playing a Serpent, but it might be worth trying. Otherwise, we try to Valiant Veteran here. We could also attack first and see what they do. I'm also kind of tempted to just play Adeline here. Well, let's just go with Veteran. If we can get Veteran down, it will significantly affect the board. Yeah, that was interesting. I think Veteran was probably right. It just took a while to kind of come to that understanding. But yeah, this deck also is pretty good at the mono blue deck by attacking their yard a little bit and then just getting a lot of threats down super fast. So 3-0 in matches. Alright, as lovely as this hand is, it does not have 2 mana in it, so I'm going to mulligan. If we draw a second land, yeah, it's amazing, but we can't count on it. And then here we're probably going to drop one of our 3-drops. This is kind of a toss-up here. I feel like... yeah, I just don't know. I mean, Cathar will definitely help if they have stuff to deal with, but Adeline is like such a huge threat. I think I'm gonna err on the side of Cathar. I don't know. That was close. Maybe it's better to keep Adeline since we have like fewer, like a smaller total hand, and we can get blown out with Cathar. So it might have been better to keep Adeline knowing that we went down 6. Guess we got them both anyways. I guess given that they're legendary and there's 4 of them in the deck, maybe it's better to throw back the Cathar.
Off you go.
Yeah, we have no way of getting our stuff back, so I think we do want to clean up the yard so they can't gain life off of it.
You won't be outsmarting me.
I guess here, this is interesting. We could get rid of Initiate because it's the weakest card. However, if we draw a land, we probably want to double spell. We could also discard Veteran because we can still do something with it from the yard, but it's a long ways away. And then I guess Cathar would be the next thing since we can't cast it, and it's very likely to die against a red-black deck. So maybe that's the play. The danger is if they have Sheldred, we could just lose. Okay, so it didn't actually matter. Yeah, now they're just working us on the Liliana angle. So given that, I kind of want to play like a less impactful card. So they have to sack. So we have like some. Yeah, so basically we force them to. The downside there is that we have a less impactful turn. So maybe we just have to eat it and just play the Guardian and have them kill it with Liliana. Or at least give them the option. I think that's the plan. Not a great plan, but it's where we're at. Alright, now I think I'm happy.
Don't overthink things.
This is still kind of a question. I think we want to go for the possible third land. I think Initiate is a weak enough card here that sacking it feels right. Okay, I guess they're going to do that anyways. Now I think it is time to pitch the Adeline. As great as it is, we don't have 3 land.
Fine. I know when I'm not wanted.
This is the one downside to running 20 land, is you can just get mana hosed. It's pretty hard to get mana hosed because, again, there are literally only 8 cards in the entire deck that cost 3 mana. Everything else should be playable from your opening hand. So it's not a huge consideration, but it can be like sort of annoying. All right. I don't like the idea of giving them more mana, but I also don't like the idea of them crewing this. So I think, as much as I hate to admit it, we've got to get rid of the pilot. That might be wrong. They can already cast all their spells. So I think, yeah, maybe we do get rid of the pilot here. Although, if we get rid of the pilot, then we can't attack with Veteran. So maybe we don't. Yeah, I think we want the extra damage. Although I guess we could just enlist, so it doesn't really matter. So I don't know. I mean, we're at 20. I don't really care. I guess if we get rid of the pilot, like, they can't attack into us, which is kind of nice. So yeah, maybe let's get rid of the pilot. And then we'll enlist. Okay, don't need the land. Would love another Cathar. And like, this is again like one of those places where it's like, if they have Meathook Massacre, you lose. But if they don't have Meathook Massacre, you might, you probably win, or in fairly short order. And like, we're at a place where we can't really play around it too profitably. So it's just, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Alright, I guess here we can safely lose the Cathar, although if we do, then they can attack for 3 mana, which I don't like. We could let the Veteran go, since we've got another one on the way, so that might be the move. And then they, I guess, well, if we sack the Veteran, they can still attack, which isn't great. Maybe we do let the Cathar go. Yeah, I think so. Okay, that was unfortunate. Well, at least we get to eat their token. Now, do we want to try to save this for the actual enchantment here? We might want to. Because I don't know that we can really deal with that if they get like creatures going and just have an infinite string of blockers. So we might have to save this for the actual Fable itself. Again, I'm not in love with giving them tons of mana, but I think it's sort of what we have to do right now. Okay, yeah, I guess we let the Veteran go here. Do we, let's see, do we want to, I think the Guardian is slightly better because it has the ability to scry, which is super relevant right now. This can be valuable eventually. Like, we're definitely playing from behind here, but I think we're doing the best we can. Okay, that'll be nice in a minute, but I think we have to deal with this reflection of Kiki Chiki right now. They can prevent us from attacking by crewing, but that's kind of unavoidable. Whew, man, these Invoke Despairs. I think now we've got to let this Guardian go. Is that 3 Invoke Despairs? Yeah, 3. Okay. Oh, you know, I didn't realize, yeah, they can still push for lethal anyway. So it would have been better to sack the Cathar, give them back their token, but then we could block and actually keep our guy. We're probably losing anyways, but it at least gives us a little better of a chance. Because then we have like a guy on the board. Like, we're still at 2, but we have a guy on the board after this. But I think we're just dead here, unfortunately. So they've got, like, we can make 2 chumps. But he can just, well, we're not dead exactly, but I don't see us coming back from this. If they have any removal or anything, we're just dead. Or any creature. I guess we play it out. Like, I don't see how we come back from this thing. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay, invoke number 4. Alright, 3 and 1 in matches. Let's do one more. This is the patchwork version of this deck. I think we're still getting aggressive here. Although against mono red, it's a little interesting. But I think we still attack. And then we can drop our Guardian. It's worth noting that if we have to make this indestructible, it's probably worth discarding Guardian here to ensure that we can get the pump off of the adversary. I think we're fine taking 3 here, I guess. There is an argument for just blocking it and trading a card for 3 damage. That's not honestly the worst plan. But I think since we do have some life coming, I don't see them sacking this for a new hand. I think that we're just going to take it. Now, we could go adversary here, or we could go, I guess, Guardian, but I think since we have another adversary for immediately after that, I like kind of adversary here first. It also helps us kind of naturally push through some of their stuff. So here we can kind of abuse first strike in well, I think the plan here, I'm trying to decide if we push in or not. I think it's better to keep Guardian back since it is indestructible essentially. We probably push with 1. Like the thing is, I think they can grow their guys sufficiently that I don't know that it's safe to keep Thalia alone back. So I think maybe the play here is attack with Thalia now, keep back Guardian. Because this is representing quite a bit of damage, and if we can hinder some of that. Okay, there goes Thalia. Interesting that they killed that over adversary, but I guess it's a huge pain in the ass to them. They probably now have lightning strike. We are certainly trading this for 4 damage now. And I guess he has trample, so he does get to discard his hand. Although I guess he chose not to. Or wait a second. No, since it died, I don't know how that works exactly. I think it, I'm not sure, I think it was dead before they could sacrifice it. Here, I think since we're gaining definitely some amount of life, we can push in with both. And we just want to hold this for Guardian here, so no reason to play it. I've seen Unlicensed Hearse. It's actually kind of a nice answer to Tenacious Underdog. So like in like the mono white value deck, I think I ended up putting maybe 1 or 2 in there. And it's certainly one way to deal with it. You can also go the route with the 3/2 guy for 2 mana in white, but you know, or I suppose you can even go big and go like Farewell. But this is kind of a nice, elegant way to deal with it. Definitely not trading. No, thank you. Okay, that was a nice draw. And now we can consider playing the land. Not right now, but eventually, since we can use this ability if they kill it. I guess with a Licensed Hearse, it's unlikely we'll be able to use this if they kill it, but it does seem somewhat kind of moot at this point. Yeah. Alright, so 4-1 in matches, 80% win rate, not too bad. Yeah, I love this deck. It kind of speaks to my heart, which is mono white aggro. I've always been a mono white aggro player, and I just love everything about this deck. So here is the deck again. I think that you really can take this quite far. Just be super aggressive, keep every hand that has between 2 and 4 lands, and it's kind of hard to go wrong. And then just keep pushing damage. So anyways, hope you guys have a lovely night, and thanks for watching. Also, please consider subscribing if you like the content, or liking the video, or putting in comments. So it really does matter to me, and I appreciate it. Thanks so much.